Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know this is the official podcast of GeoWoodstock 18 right here in the Great Pacific Northwest. Now, each week we're going to talk about caches and cachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're waiting for your pizza delivery, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Oh, pizza. I'll be back. Oh, wait.
I know there are certain people that have pizza every Thursday night.
Yeah, some people probably bake their own. Anyway, after your intro, of course, that means it's time to bring in our shipping simian. Some say he was the model for the first chia pet. And others say evidence has recently surfaced that shows he was once enthroned on Mount Olympus. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
Hello, hello, hello. Good to be back with my good friends. And I have brought along a new friend for everybody to meet. You guys want to meet a new friend tonight?
Yay!
Yay! Let's meet a new friend tonight. Carol from North Van. Carol, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Carol, you are from the North Vancouver Museum and Archives. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
All right. That's a mouthful.
It is.
Is there a short version of that?
NVMA. Yeah.
NVM. Yeah, I'm not going to.
NVMA.
I guarantee I
easier.
will mess that up tonight.
Never ma. No.
Right. North Vancouver Museums and Archives. Well, we are delighted to have you on the show tonight. Thank you for making the time to join us on what I understand is a bit of a special day.
Yeah. You're gonna make me regret for telling you, hey?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'll just let people wonder.
All right. Well, we are going to talk about something pretty cool that see, I told you it wouldn't take long. North Vancouver Museum and Archives has done that is geocaching related. They have a pretty cool thing out that's leveraging the Adventure Labs, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to learn all about the history behind it and all kinds of other cool stuff. So we're going to get there. But, before we do that, we also want to remind everybody how much we appreciate them. We appreciate you. The end. Well, there's a little bit more than that. Hey, quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. A special thanks to Landsharks, our corporate Denali level sponsor. Folks, if you want to go and check out Landsharks online, they've got specials and deals that are happening. Go to their website, check it out, landsharkswithaz.ca, and find out what's going on in the store. If you want to know more about supporting this podcast, click that Patreon link on the CachingNW.com a website.
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you too, Land Monkey.
Thank you.
Yeah, done. We'll
The
never
end.
have to say it again. But something we talk about each and every week, that's a glow. You may ask, what's a glow?
What's a glow?
It's an acronym.
What's the glow with you, Mario?
It's an acronym for the geocaching log of the week. Whether you read it or whether you wrote it, we want to hear about it. You know why? Because great logs simply make geocaching better. You can send an email or a field recording. Don't laugh, I got one this week. To feedback@cachingnw.com. You can call in to 253-693-TFTC or use the voicemail tool on the website and show us how you glow.
So if you go to field recording, do I have the night off?
We'll play that soon.
Oh, okay. Someday soon, he'll say, here's one I've prepared earlier. All right, I'll read this week's glow. It's from Subway Mark. Thanks, Subway Mark, for sending this one in. It's from a cache called Not Just Granite, Neo-Gothic. It's the log is GLYB0AYF. And let's see, the log reads, we had just gotten off a river tour, and I wanted to check out the cathedral. I attend St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Salem, Oregon. We walked in just as Evensong was beginning. We stayed for the entire beautiful service. My choir does Evensong at our church on occasion. The choir also went to Worcester, England to be the choir in residence last year and sang 6 Evensong services. Admittedly, the service here is very similar to the one in the UK. US is a little simpler. I think I like the Anglican version better than the Episcopal, but all are beautiful. Anyway, after the service, I was able to walk around and get some photos. A beautiful space. Answers sent to the cache owner. This was our last day in Australia and New Zealand. We went to Sydney, Cairns, and Melbourne and took a cruise around New Zealand. Not enough time. We need to come back. TFT EC.
Nice. Very cool. And thank you for sending in an Earth cache glow.
Yeah.
There you go.
It sounds
Oh,
like
very cool.
you had a wonderful visit there that evening, and clearly a great trip that he wants to go and do more of.
That does sound amazing. I did an evensong service while I chaperoned a bunch of 8th grade students to the Washington National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. The chaperones really enjoyed it.
End of story.
Just going to leave it there.
You can fill in the rest. All right. Awesome.
Oh, nice. Hey, folks, if you want to add to tonight's chat, use the hashtag pals right there in the chat, and our ever-watching chat lackey is going to pull that out and let us know about it. And, of course, if you want to talk about something that may not be related to what the subject we're talking about tonight, use the hashtag PATAS. That's for the after show. I'm sorry, I didn't put in. I'm putting in extra hashtags now because I forgot. Okay, there we go. All the hashtags.
After show.
Hey, how come you can do that all the time?
On demand.
Anyway,
He's well trained.
it kind of takes away the special
Do,
of my
Do it.
one. I have one button over here.
do I get a cookie now?
That's right.
Maybe somebody will order you a pizza.
Pizza.
Okay, so use the hashtag PATAS to bring things up in there.
There you go. All right. Well, before we get into our conversation with Carol, which I'm very excited about, really looking forward to learning more about this, we do have some sad news we have to share with you guys. Regular listeners of this show will be familiar with someone we have often referred to as the nicest guy in Victoria, Highlands guy, geocacher, who has spent a lot of time of his own personal time dedicated to the geocaching community and visiting geocachers.
Mm-hmm.
Many wonderful things he's done for many people. Sadly, this week we've had to say goodbye to Highlands guy. He has left us for a better place, and we're all a little sadder, and we'll definitely be missing him. I didn't get to know him as well as I would have liked to, but we certainly did enjoy the time that we were able to spend with him, and I have some very fond memories of time spent with Highlands guy and his lovely wife. So, if you knew Alan, if you knew Highlands guy, certainly be aware to maybe share condolences with the family,
Yeah.
and the friends who are all grieving at this point in time. But yeah, we thought it would be important to share with you guys. He's been an important part of this show and a huge part of the geocaching community. So he will be missed, and we're sad that we have to share that news.
Yeah, he will be missed for sure. And I don't know if I ever got a chance to meet him or not. Do you know if he was at our Christmas event that we did at the Landshark
I
store?
want to say yes, he was.
Okay,
I
so
believe he was. Yeah.
I probably met him. I met a lot of people that day, and I'm sorry if I don't remember specifics. But yeah, I was sad to hear that. But thoughts and prayers with his family and friends. So
Absolutely. All right. Well, like I said, if you want to know more, obviously, Facebook on the BCGA Facebook site. I'm sure there'll be people there who have information for you if you need to find out more about what you can do for the family. All right. So we will leave that as it is. We hate to be the bearers of bad news, so we're gonna switch gears, folks. We're gonna start talking about the thing that we all love, and that's geocaching, and the thing Highlands guy loved, which is geocaching. And I am going to reintroduce our guest, Carol. Hello, Carol. Thank you for
Hi.
and Carol, who is with the North Vancouver Museums and Archives, and or
You can call it NVMA. That's just
NVMA.
fine. Yeah,
So welcome to the show. This is your first visit with us.
it is.
Enjoy spending your evening with three strange men. You'll have all kinds of stories to tell your friends afterward.
And they don't get much stranger than us.
Yeah. Sorry to break that to you now.
Just saying.
I kind of had a hint already.
We did have a little warm up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But perhaps for our listeners who you are also probably new to as well, you could share a little bit about where home is for you,
Sure.
your role with the NVMA, and how you learned about geocaching and Adventure Labs.
Sounds good. I am actually at home right now. My home is actually North Van, and that's where I both live and work. And so the North Vancouver Museum and Archives, we have two locations within the community, one being our new museum, which will open in 2021 in the Lower Lonsdale area. And it's actually one of the stops on the Shipyard PAL scavenger hunt. The other location is up in Lynn Valley. It's the Archives of North Vancouver, and it is in a heritage building up in that part of North Vancouver. We also have a great web presence, so you can visit us at nvma.ca and join us on social media. As far as my role, I'm the education programmer, and I get the fun job of sharing the community stories with people and engaging them to participate in the discussion through programs, through digital experiences, both sites at both the museum and the archives.
Nice. Could you give us just a little bit on the background of the area, especially the North Vancouver shipyards? Maybe
Sure.
how to get there, and with all that's going on, are there special things because of COVID and all this restriction? What's open? What rules are there?
Sounds good. So the Shipyards District is actually a neighborhood in the Lower Lonsdale area of North Vancouver. Lonsdale is one of the older neighborhoods on the North Shore here. It's accessible by both transit and by car. So Shipyards District is in between the two bridges to the North Shore, and also has the sea bus coming right into the area. It's a great area to visit, so you can come do our geocache adventure. There's other adventure labs that you can do in the area as well. The area has some great restaurants. You can stay for lunch. It's family friendly. We've got outdoor space with a water park in the summer, an ice rink in the winter, playground. So it's really great time for all ages. There's shops in the area as well. You can go, as it's quite a large outdoor space. During COVID, there aren't many restrictions in terms of masks are not mandatory, but there are physical distancing rules. So keep 2 meters apart and be responsible, not in large groups. Bring your hand sanitizer with you, but it's quite an accessible opportunity, both for COVID, but also it is wheelchair accessible as well.
Nice.
Yeah, sounds really great. I know I've spent a little bit of time in North Vancouver, really enjoyed it. My wife and I, many, many moons ago, spent a weekend at a bed and breakfast up there near Capilano Park. Is that right? That's in North Vancouver, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, love it up there. It's great.
Good guess.
No, we didn't actually make it to the suspension bridge, mostly because my wife had a fear of the suspension bridge, but we were in that area, and I would love to do the bridge someday. Now, we've asked you to join us tonight because we've heard about the Shipyard Pals Adventure Lab, and, well, we're curious to learn more. How did you come up with this idea for Shipyard Adventure Lab?
Well, there's a few things that came into play. So first, I came across the Geocache Adventure Lab platform at a conference I was at. During COVID, the NVMA, like many museums and cultural sites across North America, had to rethink what we were doing. We went from in-person visits and programs to complete shutdown for a while, to reopening with new restrictions, and looked towards digital opportunities. And so I actually attended a conference, the InterpTech conference, put on by NAI, the National Association for Interpretation, which presented Geocache Adventure Labs as a great way to get people outside and learn about the stories of their community in the places where they happen. So it really appealed to us in that way, as we were exploring that idea with other programs as well. The other thing, though, we had to make the really difficult decision this year of not running one of our flagship programs, and that was our Shipyard Pals story-filled walks. They've been a main program for us for about the last 15 years, where we had actors take visitors through the shipyard site, sharing the stories and the significance of the site for many years. So it was a way of keeping the pals alive this summer when we couldn't actually run the program. So that's what prompted us to use the Adventure Lab, but also the Shipyards has a fantastic history itself. The site as we know it now officially opened last summer, but it's had some significant role within our community for much, much longer. It actually began in 1906 as Wallace Shipyards, later changed its name to Burrard Dry Dock. At its peak, though, during World War II, thousands of people came to live and work in North Vancouver, in particular, working in the shipyards there and other shipyards to help build the Victory ships for the Second World War. These were cargo ships that were used to transport supplies for the Allied troops. And so about half of the cargo ships that Canada sent to Europe and to Asia were built here in North Vancouver. So that role really played a significant part in our community here, and we played a part in the world. Shipbuilding is also still our largest industry on the North Shore here today. So important story for us.
That is all fascinating. There's a whole bunch of that history that I've lived here for most of my life, and I just was not aware of.
Well, come on the adventure and you'll find more.
Right. So there you go. Segue. Tell us a bit more of what we can expect to experience and enjoy when we're doing the Adventure Lab.
For sure. So there are 6 stops, 5 of which the Shipyard Pals enthusiastically point out a feature of the shipyards as a clue to help the participants find the site. We also share the background of each site. So each of those locations that the Shipyard Pals point out is actually somehow historically linked. It's a historical feature of the site or helps tell that story of the shipyards. And then the questions and answers also relate to the story of the shipyards. So and then my favorite part, once you've got the right answer to your question, up pops a historical image from our archives. And so it's really powerful seeing the images in the place where they were taken, where everything happened. It gives a sense of the enormity of the operation and really what was going on there, how much has changed.
That's really nice, because that allows you to kind of extend your museum a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To actually take it out to where the site is. Nice.
Exactly. I mean, we go for what we call the sort of hub and spoke model. We have our 2 sites, but then we also do exhibits out in the community, whether it be through, or experiences, out in the community, whether it be through the Adventure Lab or digital, or we have offsite exhibits in libraries or other sites, sometimes rec centers too. Yeah.
Nice. Now, we have a question from the chat. And Wet Coaster wants to know, were any of the Corvettes built in North Bank?
Yes.
Well, there you go. See? You can ask any question, and it's going to be answered quickly and efficiently.
Quick and easy, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I will give you my email address, and you can always email me your questions, and I can do the research and answer it as well.
I don't know, Carol, you basically set the bar. We're just assuming you know everything now.
Exactly.
So.
We're not actually going to play Stump Carol tonight, but
But if we were,
I don't know if we'd win.
Yeah, I've hung out with these two guys most Thursday nights for, well, a long time, and I think the guests typically do know more than they do. So,
Yeah.
just
without a
saying.
doubt.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Okay, Carol, here's another question for you. Are you ready? You're seated already. So here we go.
She looks ready.
How long should
I'll do my best.
How long should the Adventure Lab take to complete?
About 45 minutes. We've had a few people test it, and that's kind of what it took them. But then you could, if you'd like, stick around for ice cream. There's a great shop in the shipyards, or go for dinner as well.
Oh, who doesn't want to
There you
stop
go.
for ice cream?
I was going to say, you had me at ice cream.
There you go.
Now, you may have touched on some of this already, but did you have any specific goals or expectations in mind when you created this Adventure Lab experience?
Yeah, so we were hoping to get people outside, engage youth and families in the history of the community. Also, getting them familiar with the Shipyards District, which will be our new home in 2021. So those were really our main goals for the Adventure Lab. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. And I mean, when people go through the experience of creating an adventure lab, and some of us have created some ourselves, and there are varying degrees of challenge, but it's also gives you an opportunity to try something new and play with the technology a little bit, but also sometimes you just discover things that you didn't know about. I mean, obviously you already know a lot about the area, which is the advantage you had in creating this. But I'm wondering if there's any interesting stories that you might have to share with us that come from the creation of the Adventure Lab itself.
Not a lot of stories per se, I suppose. I mean, I do love the history of the shipyards. I've been working with our Waterfront Productions Shipyard Pals program for many years, and so the more I know, the more I want to know. So that's also, personally for me, why I was really interested in this project. I guess one of the stories, we did celebrate the grand opening of the shipyards last year, and so this actually started as a paper-based scavenger hunt, which we then decided to use as the base for Geocache Adventures, but we really did expand on it as well. I think one of the interesting things I found out was what the white lines were for on the ground of the machine shop, and I'll leave that as something that people can go and do the adventure and find out. So
Okay, so that's in the Adventure Lab then.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
Now
Yeah.
that's a teaser.
Little teaser for you.
Yeah, that's great.
machine shop is now known as Shipyard Commons, but that was the site of where that shop
Okay.
was. So.
Nice.
Very cool.
I'm sure it was for playing sports of some sort, right? I mean,
Mm.
why else would you have lines on the ground if you didn't have to play football or baseball or whatever? Yeah.
Come and find out.
Oh,
There you go.
I was hoping she'd go, no, that's not it.
Yeah, we can't right now, but we will.
That's right.
Okay.
You guys can't.
Right. Those of us south of the border can't right now.
Oh yes, yeah.
But
Now-
it'll be around for a while, I'm sure. I mean, do you have a sort of a time span that you're planning to keep it in place for?
We haven't considered that. As of now, it's going to be around for a while. We are also launching another one come October as well, so you could always come and do both when you're able to. That will be up in Town, which is now called Lynn Valley, to celebrate the 100th anniversary of our archives building. And so we are in the process of testing that adventure very shortly.
Very cool.
Nice.
Oh.
Now, Carol, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Just popping up. Would you have done this adventure lab had it not been for COVID?
That is a good question. Probably not, actually. As I was not aware of the adventure. I was aware of geocaching, but I was not aware of the adventure lab. And we were very much at that time focused on on-site programming for the museum. So, it was something positive from COVID. that came about.
Very nice. Now, if people wanted to learn more about this particular adventure lab and the museum and archives in general, where can they go?
NVMA.ca. You can visit us there. We've got both information about the organization. It's a place you can start your research with our archives database, but also some great online virtual exhibits. There's one actually about the shipbuilding history during World War II in North Van called A Riveting Community. So you can have a look at that as well. You can also follow us on social at North Van Museum. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool. It's, we've got a few questions, but I want to ask this one from GSM times 2 first. He notes that there's only 6 locations and asks why not 10? Is there a reason specifically that you went with 6?
Yeah, that mostly goes to the fact that it started as a paper-based scavenger hunt last year with our pals when we were actually running the in-person program. So we used the actors from last year. We had images of them for this paper-based scavenger hunt, and so no pals this year, no more images, and so we kept it to 6 main sites. But within that, I've tried to play with the questions of locations close by to it to extend the story. So really, you're finding out more about the site than just the 6 locations.
There you go. Thank you. Answered that question well.
Yeah.
We can't stump her. Try something
No.
else. Try something else, Jim. See what you can do.
I don't know what else to ask. I'm excited to go up there and check it out sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
go ahead, Chris.
That's exactly what I was going with. You go, Jay.
I was just saying.
Sorry, Land Monkey. No, I just let out your secret identity.
Oh no!
I'm a terrible superhero.
GSM times 2 also asked, or commented, I should say, that the shipyard seems to be very active. He's quoting, I guess, off of a website or maybe a Twitter. I'm not sure. It says C-SPAN's Vancouver Shipyards lands $2.4 billion contract for Navy vessels. I didn't realize we were still building naval vessels there.
I don't know specifically about their contracts, but yes, they are very active. I actually went and visited one of the C-SPAN sites last summer, and they're quite active. Yes.
Very cool.
Say this is the time when Chris would say that a $2.4 billion Canadian dollar would be like $50 US, but no.
Don't bring that up.
I'm really bad in the translations there.
I've noticed that.
Oh, let's see. Catherine asks, it's GC 37 Alpha Hotel
Foxtrot.
Foxtrot. Thank you. I came up with hotel, okay? And then then my mind shut off.
The hotels are the little red ones that you have to get like 4 greenhouses first.
Exactly.
Oh wait, that's a whole different
I have
podcast.
no idea what the foxtrots are.
Well, you know.
Is that the little
1,
dog?
2, cha
Is
cha
it the
cha.
That's right. It's
Okay.
yeah. Never mind.
37.
We can't dance right now. It's COVID
Well,
times.
Kathy said.
Yes.
37 Alpha Hotel Foxtrot is a nice little fun multi that also deals with the shipyard's history. So if you're there, there's also geocaches to do.
Excellent. Yeah, there's quite a few geocaches in the area as well. Go ahead.
Bob says he's got a cache there. Let's see.
Yeah.
I am said we enjoyed staying at the Lonsdale neighborhood a few years back. Found the very well hidden micro on the crane. I'll have to go back and get the Adventure Lab once the border opens.
Exactly.
That's his cache.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. 2 and 1. The crane is actually one of the stops on our adventure.
Great.
there- Find out more about it.
Is there a white
surprising.
line near the crane?
Pardon?
Is there a white line near the crane? What could that mean?
Mm.
No, I can't get it out.
He's just going to keep fishing all night.
Chris
See
is
if I
now
can get
hooked on
you
the
up there.
white line thing. Yeah. So
The crane is a really interesting, unique spot, and it's not a lot of community type areas where you can actually walk right up to and under equipment like that. So
Yeah.
that's a pretty neat location. So I can see why it would feature in the Adventure Lab as well as obviously geocaches.
Yeah, it's quite neat. And then if you look the other way, sometimes you can see the one that's still active at C-SPAN in operation. So it's neat to see both of them.
Nice.
Very cool. There you go.
I'm sure
Carol-
it would work great for first base. I got nothing. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to keep trying. Carol, so, and I apologize if you mentioned it off the start and my brain has gone blank, but have you tried any of the geocaches down in that area? Tried to find them?
I have not in that area personally. No, one of my colleagues did. He did another one that actually kind of crosses paths partway with one of ours, and he quite enjoyed it.
Excellent. Lots of fun. Well, there's lots of great comments from the live chat. Thank you guys for that. Carol, was there anything else that you wanted to share with us? Maybe any closing information you want to make sure people know about the Shipyard Pals Adventure Lab?
Come and do it. It's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of great feedback so far. It's a great way to get out, spend time with family or friends, and learn some information about the shipyards, whether it's in your backyard or whether you're visiting the area. And you can come see where our new home is, because, as I said, it's one of the locations as well. And visit us online at nvma.ca, find out more about North Vancouver.
Very cool.
Love
and
it.
I'm going to add to that, besides the ice cream, one of my favorite places when you're there is the walk up the tower, up the steps to the tower, where you have a view that is unparalleled. It's definitely, it's a stop. I think it's a Where I Go adventure as well, where you have to go up there and get some bearings or something like that. But anyways, it's a really fantastic area to visit. The whole shipyards area, the Lonsdale Quay is, I guess, really what I'm kind of focusing on. Maybe that's a good question for you. Like, when I think Lonsdale Quay, is that also a shipyards area? Is it kind of the same area?
It's not in the shipyards core, but it's in the shipyards, what we would call the district. So it's in that area, that Lower Lonsdale area. And yeah, it is open right now with some COVID restrictions and direction, but you can go there. You really can make a day coming down to that area. The quay being one stop, the shipyards being another, and many other restaurants and shops, etc. So it's a great area.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Polygon Gallery as well.
Yeah. There you go. So yeah, there you go. Amazing place to visit. If you're on this side of the border, definitely add it to your summer plans or your fall plans, and get over to the North Van shipyards. Go looking for the shipyard pals and do some geocaching and have an amazing time there. And if you're south of the border and you're not able to immediately get up here, make a note, put it on your list of places to visit.
I was going to say, we'll just be planning a road trip. There'll be a whole group of us that's going to be planning a road trip once that border opens.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Americans
Yeah.
right up
Ooh,
there.
party bus.
And then come join us at that time, because the new museum will probably be open as well. So
Ooh, I'm
be right
excited.
down there.
Fantastic.
That'll be nice. I figure if we go out far enough to sea, to international waters, there's no border to cross, right? And then we can just come back.
Yeah, that's exactly how it works. That's
Yeah.
worked
Sure.
really well for lots of Americans.
I can't see any problem with that plan.
Okay, good. Good.
Advice given for travel on this podcast.
That's right.
We are not a travel podcast,
No.
All right.
but we want to, Carol, first of all, we want to thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your evening to join us. We really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
And listeners, thank you. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, stay tuned for next week. We've got Rock Chalk coming back to the show. Anybody who's missed Rock Chalk, well, he's on his way back. Don't worry about that. And lots more great guests and episodes lined up for the next few weeks. So
That is so next month.
it will be. Yeah. It will be, but it'll be a lot of fun. Hey, and while you're waiting for that, why not take a moment to check out Landsharks, our corporate Denali level sponsor. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. you can visit their store again, and remember that they ship online orders daily. We also want to thank our faithful Denali level supporters. That's, of course, Landsharks.ca, JP's Geo Designs, Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and Cashly, the geocaching app. If you want to know more about supporting the show, click the Patreon link on the CachingNW.com, a website.
Just like Broncos Fan for Life did.
And on a boat,
Subway Mark.
Sege Hove.
the Geo Travelers,
Fairwood West.
Hacker Doc.
Wet Coaster,
Logwork.
Limax.
Green Words,
M-Nerve.
Drexer Zero.
Sprouter,
Seabeck Tribe.
Kitty Quest.
Wino Seattle,
Billy Robson.
Keats 94.
T. Sayer,
Genies.
B. Pendragon.
baking up something good tonight, I'm sure. The Camp Clan,
CRS 98.
Kennel Barb.
from a previous podcast, Team Noltex,
And from another previous podcast, Antaeus.
Doramore.
good friend of the show, Kev MacD,
And sorry for waking up the baby. Boomer 365.
GSM times 2.
the Geo Nav Pros,
Dune Buddy.
LG 9000.
Alarobrick,
Kid Vegas 19.
Tick Magnet.
MC3 Cats,
You Talks to Rocks, our newest patron.
Oh, welcome.
you
You
go.
Talks to Rocks. And with
And a
all
very-
reverence and respect, Highland Sky.
a final thank you
Yeah.
and farewell to Highland Sky.
All right. Well, we appreciate all the patrons. We appreciate all of you in the chat, and we appreciate you for Carol for spending the evening with us, lunatics. So
It's true.
you've thrown out some contact information, but maybe somebody just finally got their pen and paper ready. One final time before we wrap up, where can people go to find out more information about you and your organization and this fantastic new Adventure Lab?
So nvma.ca is our website. You can also find us on social media at North Van Museum. And if you have any questions about the Adventure Lab or about Shipyard's history in North Vancouver, you can contact us at nvmaprograms@dnv.org as well.
Okay, white line questions coming your way.
No, we have to do the Adventure Lab for that.
Oh, okay.
There you go. I'll do the Adventure Lab. I'll figure out all the white line questions, and then I'll torment Chris for a year.
Oh, I'm in.
You know, if Carol's not the one answering that email, maybe they won't know about not answering the white line question.
Sorry, Chris, no luck.
Hey, Carol, make sure you get back to the office right away. First thing tomorrow.
That's right. It's all Carol
If
all
you
the
get
time.
any emails about white lines, do not answer them. Don't ask any questions. Just don't answer. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Hey, folks, if you want to know how to reach us, that's the hosts of this podcast, Chris of the Northwest, Wits End, and of course, Land Monkey. Just head over to the CachingNW.com/hosts website page. Read our bios, find our contact info, read all the interesting personal information that we've accidentally left on the internet. And, let's. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that, Jim. Okay.
Oh, no.
maiden name, birth date, just things that nobody will be able to piece together.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's all. It's all there. You can find out more about us. Check out our various websites and social media channels, and follow us on our various geocaching adventures through the weeks, and then come back on Thursday evenings to hang out with our podcast family, and just hang out, talk, meet new fun people who work at North Vancouver Museum and Archives.
Well done.
Thank you. I knew I'd get it once during the show. Maybe at the very end.
It rolled right off the tongue like you knew.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Don't forget that you can be part of the show. You can call in to TFTC and leave us a comment, ask a question, or send us a birthday card any time of the day or night.
Why would you do that?
Everybody has a birthday once a year. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cashingnw.com. Your support helps keep quality shows coming. If you like this show, click on the Patreon link on the cashingnw.com website and subscribe on Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Give us a thumbs up or a review. The show is produced by Chris Umpenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jay Kennedy. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2020 by Chris Umpenauer. And folks, we ask you to stay tuned for
The After Show.
Man.
Was that live or was it Memorex?
You never know. You just never know.
Just don't know anymore.
You know, I was all excited to throw that little tidbit in there at the end because, as some loyal listeners might know, tomorrow is Chris of the Northwest's birthday.
I'm old.
Yeah. But
I'm finally as old as wit's end.
yeah, for another few months, and then I pass him again. But, you know, Carol kind of stole his thunder because it's today for her. So happy birthday to Carol.
Happy birthday, Carol.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Officially 24 years old. It's just really awesome
I
that you
wish.
spent that day with us.
I know. What a
No,
crazy way to spend your 24th birthday.
I
with
know.
us. That's awesome.
You know, we usually have baking going on during this show, Carol. I don't know.
Baking.
There's people that's baking. Now,
Yeah.
our prominent bakers are taking the night off because they're eating leftovers, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that in there.
I saw popcorn in there.
Leftovers are good too.
Popcorn is good. I've made meals out of popcorn.
Oh, yeah. That used to be a Sunday evening meal for a long time.
There you go. Lots of happy birthday wishes coming in for both
Yeah.
of you guys. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Dora
you.
Moore, GeoNav Pros, Donna.
It shows good parentage on your behalf, there, Carol. You have a birthday in August, and especially towards the end.
Agreed.
You know, though, I usually had to go to school on my birthday. School started on my birthday.
Oh, really? Oh.
So I always ask my parents each year, because, you know, I'm stubborn, what, can I send this gift back? No.
I had the opposite. Everybody was always away for my birthday because it was the end of summer holidays.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends where you live, right? Because I
Yeah.
didn't realize how many places, particularly in the Midwest and Eastern U.S., their school year starts in mid to late August. Because I'm so used to it starting in September.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine always starts
same.
September. But
I grew up in very rural Ohio, and so the school year really focused around farming, harvesting, planting.
so you're really digging this electricity thing, huh?
Yeah. Oh, this is great. And indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
Yeah, if going to the bathroom at night doesn't involve shoes and a flashlight, it's high class.
and paved roads.
Yeah.
When did you guys come up with this?
That's, you know,
Well, special for your birthday. Speaking of which,
thanks.
Kathy wishes you both happy birthday.
Shut
Do that. And MC3 Cats is wishing you a happy birthday as well. So look at
Just
that.
go log a cache on my behalf.
there you go.
Or place a new cache. On his-
Ooh.
Ooh.
MC3 Cats did that. He
Yes.
placed a cache in honor of Chris of the Northwest.
I recall that. I haven't found that one yet.
I did.
You're gonna have trouble finding it
Oh, is it gone?
in the
now?
short term.
Oh, well, in the short term, yeah.
In the short term, yeah.
Because it's
Yeah,
on-
once you arrive at ground zero, it's not difficult to find.
Yeah. Okay.
you just have to get, close.
It's the whole getting into the country thing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
no.
the hard part at the moment, yes.
For you, it's about that last 100 miles.
Yeah.
It's not far from where I walked around with you guys one evening after dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I remember that. That was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
It's within
Oh,
within a
maybe-
kilometer or two there. Yeah.
Thank you, Andy. I have my own cake now.
There you go. Little cake for you. Awesome. Oh. There you go. Oh, wow. There you go. Booked his birthday as a
Good idea.
holiday.
Ah,
Wow.
I like it.
That's how you do it. All right. Hashtag FATASs we have. GSM times 2 was wondering if it's cookies or pizza. I'm sure it's a reference to something.
Well, that was in the beginning when I had mentioned pizza, and then Wits End said, "Ooh, do I get a cookie?"
Ah, okay.
So we mentioned both cookies and pizza at the beginning of the podcast.
Don't make me choose. I want both.
Do you remember the big cookie you used to get that was about the size of a pizza?
It was a Pazuki, I think. No, that was something different.
No,
That was different. That's a local restaurant thing.
That was at a mall.
No, there was a tech company that about once a year would send us like this huge cookie dessert pizza thing that was horribly fattening and wonderful.
We never, bought anything from them, but they kept sending us this confection once or twice a year. Ooh, we got it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice treat.
Yeah, the only thing I ever did wrong about that was letting Chris know that it came in.
You never learned, eh?
I know.
All right.
I'm slow.
Brian Lang shared with us that as a FATAS that he's making good progress on the Gold Country Geo Tour, the infamous Gold Country Geo Tour. Only 22 more until he completes it.
Wow, that's quite an accmiplishment.
It is.
And at least 5 of those are like in the Arctic Circle, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty close. Might as well be from the U.S.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah.
Speaking of accomplishments,
it's okay. We could drive through Canada to get,
I'm going to Alaska, okay?
With a stop at North Van. Yeah. Which is actually technically kind of on the way.
Kinda.
I mean, we've got to, spend a night somewhere, get some food. You can't expect us to drive straight through.
No.
Although they wish you would.
Yes.
Or, a couple
or
of
just
nights.
hold your breath.
Yeah.
There's a online news magazine type thing we have up here, similar to The Onion, but the Canadian version. And they had published an article about how the Prime Minister had allowed Americans to pass through the border to Alaska. The one condition was that they hold their breath till they get to Alaska.
Okay. Sure. Got no problem with that.
None at all.
Speaking of accomplishments, like completing the Gold Country Geo Tour, Gary
Wet Coaster,
Wet Coaster shares that he is looking to make find number 5,000 on Sunday.
Ooh.
Wow.
Also very impressive. Congratulations for that.
Yes,
And that's
indeed.
5,000 just this year, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Possibly. We'll find out. Probably not, but possibly. That's excellent. And I mean, again, it's just too bad we can't have events because it would be great to celebrate with him. But Wet Coaster, make sure you call it in. At least send a FATAS, but make a field recording.
Oh, yeah. Make Chris's day.
We could have an event party right here online for you. We might call it
The After Show.
There you go. You never know.
It could
Maybe
happen.
we could dedicate the after show to Wet Coaster's 5,000's fun.
It could happen.
It could happen. All right. And Donna's sharing some Canadian facts here about the giant cookies. There's Boston pizza restaurants. I don't know if you guys have those down there. We have them up here.
I don't think so.
Shouldn't they be in Boston?
One would think.
Why are they in Canada?
Yeah. But a panuki. Apparently it's ooey gooey good. No, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Apparently it's ooey gooey good.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
How good is that?
You could try it when you do the Shipyard scavenger hunt. There's
What
one
is
not
that?
far from there.
Oh, add that to the list of places to stop. Yeah, there's a restaurant chain down here that's not Boston Pizza that has a Pazuki, which I imagine is pretty much the same thing.
Same idea, I'm sure.
But yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So, Wet Coaster said the Christmas party at Land Sharks was his number 3,000.
Wow.
So we were talking about that earlier. That was when we did the live show from the Land Sharks
Good times.
office/store.
Way back when we could meet people in person.
I know. It'll come
Remember
again.
when the border was open?
Yeah.
Good times.
Excellent. Excellent.
We took
All
it for granted. I'll never
Got a
take
Nexus card just burning a hole in my wallet here.
I know, right? Yeah. I definitely miss my trips down to see my friends and do my geocaching. And
now would probably be a good time to get in line for get my Nexus card, right? It should be pretty
bet-
easy.
I would think I don't know. You'd think that would be easy to get an interview right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get her done before next year, because GeoWoodstock's happening.
I'll have to wait in line like all the schmutz back there.
That's right.
No. I'm going
Don't
through
be a schmutz. Get your Nexus. I think that's their advertising slogan.
Yeah. If not,
I'm pretty sure I saw that poster when I was waiting.
It's a Mountie going like this. Don't be a schmutz. Get your Nexus. Because that's how Mounties talk.
is that how all Mounties talk?
Yes.
Okay.
Once they get off their moose.
In their
I
red
was
flag.
going to say, old melodramas with Dudley Do-Right come to mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Except then, then it wouldn't be my lame East Coast accent I just did. It would be more of the Dudley Do-Right kind of, I don't know. How did Dudley Do-Right talk? It was just kind of that stoic kind of hero voice. I don't know. Something like that.
Okay, so since it's the after show, I'll share a little bit of story. Knott's Berry Farm in Southern California has a theater called the Birdcage Theater. It's a fantastic theater that's live stage shows, all done in the old-fashioned melodrama style, with Dudley Do-Right and the damsel in distress and the fiendish villain in the black cape and the whole stereotype. They're great fun. Great.
Is that where you were inspired to grow your mustache?
Could be. Yeah, Snidely Whiplash and all. But they, in fact, I think Steve Martin actually acted there in his early days, the younger days. You can go back and Google that and prove me wrong. I know he worked at the Magic Shop at Disneyland, but I believe he performed at the Birdcage Theater, Knott's Berry Farm. Anyway, there was one stage presentation there that my sister and I still quote to this day, that the damsel in distress, her name was Phoebe in this show, and her father was murdered, and the cast would all say, "No, Phoebe's faithful father did not fall from the fly to the floor. He was pushed." To which the whole cast would go, "Pushed?" But yes, Phoebe's faithful father did not fall from the fly to the floor. He was pushed.
I love it. I love stuff like that.
Oh, those are it's so much fun to go to the Birdcage Theater. I think it's still there. I hope it is.
Don't be a schmutz.
Okay. Sorry, I'll leave now. I'm just working within my giftings, Chris, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That was Chris Brew, not you. Sorry.
Oh. Whoops. GSM times 2 wants to know, are there female Mounties?
Yes, there are
Yes,
female
of course.
Mounties. And then he answers his own question a moment later. There you go.
2019 also marks the 45th anniversary of the swearing
Nice.
of the first female Mounties of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. That's the RCMP.
That's right. The research department hard at work again tonight. All right. Well, what do you think, guys? GCD time?
Yes, gonna say we're getting the hook from our chat lucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says that's it.
Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Until next week, get out and get caching in the Northwest.